So I am going to try to read on Anthony Bourdain. I had been meaning to, actually for a while. When he passed, I took it really hard and it kind of surprised me. I mean, I watched his show and I really just enjoyed what he shared, and kind of, I think many people may agree. It just took me off guard, and it made me sad for him. Just empathy, that I felt for him was heartbreaking. So I haven't read on him, and I'm going to invite him in. I was going to do it last night, but it just wasn't the right time. There were some family things and stuff, and I just knew it wasn't the right time, so I'm hoping right now is. So let's just see if Anthony Bourdain is willing to chat with me via the tarot. It's just symbols. It's like he could throw out Morse code, it's just the use of symbols. And so, excuse me, I asked my spiritual mentors, the Creator, and Anthony and his, to assist to make this possible, and so that I can read accurately and clearly on what the message is that he would like to convey. Now my throat is just getting a wee bit scratchy, so I'm just going to put this on pause for a minute, get those antihistamines down, and pop back on and continue. Okay. So I'm just going to see. I'm using the Bonfire Tarot. That is my little Labradorite Buddha. In case you're wondering what that is up there. So let's just see what Anthony wants to share. And then I am off for the day. Usually Wednesdays are for my husband and I. Excuse me. All right. Let's see what we get. Oh. Well, the center of the issue was heartbreak. Heartbreak. Now, as I've told you before in other videos, unless you're new, and if you are, welcome. But the Three of Swords is a card that can indicate sometimes ill health, sometimes with the heart, but it's also the card of heartbreak, the card of being cheated on, the card of being betrayed, or just general heartbreak and sorrow. And you can see there's tears in the eyes on this particular deck, the Bonfire Tarot. So I believe that I don't care what anyone wants to say to make the girlfriend he had at the time feel better. I'm not interested. I think that there was something really low down that she did. And ultimately it was his choice to choose to act as he did. But it hit him hard. Let me move my mouse. Okay, crossing is the Five of Wands. This is arguing. This is fighting. So, heartbreak, and I believe also like a card of competition. It had I don't know whether this would have been competition that he may have felt because she was photographed with a French, I believe, photographer or something. And so anyway, that looks like that really did get to him. Really did get to him. So I definitely see So I definitely see that this was not just, I don't think it was just competition, although I do think it was. At the time of his passing, Anthony was 61 years old. He was in great shape. He looked fabulous. The only thing I would say is that, and I think it was more from the broken heart, he was looking a little harder around the edges towards the end there, and I definitely, because Anthony was a water sign. He was a Cancer, and he felt things very deeply. So I feel that he was arguing with her. I feel like this broke his heart. And as I've said, I have no interest on whether I offend that woman or not. I feel some kind of way a little bit about her. I really do. But we'll get to that. There's a lot on this story. Pardon the background noise. Groceries were delivered, and I neglected to tell my family, hey, they're coming. They came a little early. But thank you for hanging in there with me. Okay, so let's go to the basis of this reading. Okay, so there's the Eight of Wands. This means things were heating up. We're getting a heating up of temper. We're getting a speeding up of, I think, activities, probably back and forth contact, electronics through the phone, texts. I'm feeling it. And just also, I feel like being on the offense, calling, contacting, what's this, da-da-da, bringing there's definitely confrontation here. Definitely confrontation. And I feel that through this Five of Wands and that Eight. And Anthony just, he gave you that tough guy, I don't care kind of, and some of that was because he cared too much. He felt too much. I'm feeling it all right now. It's like I'm wide open and picking up on his wavelengths. And God bless him. He did the best he could. Betrayal on this. Well, I'll put some more cards out. What was crowning him was the Empress. Now, and below him, let's remember the Eight of Wands. Again, this is the beautiful Bonfire Tarot. Very colorful. Let me just get that raised up so you can see kind of the full thing. Okay, we have family yelling. Hang on a minute. I want to run away from home at 53. I do. Okay. Anybody willing to take me in? Anyhow, so it's a very interesting reading. Now, the pine cones are definitely a great choice in representing the fire of the wands, and that there's a strong masculine power there too, with that energy. So we're seeing that this was around women. For some reason, I think this could be both his career, everything that he worked so hard to, I think, create for himself, and his well-being. I also think his wife came to mind. His wife was in his mind. And I'm feeling like definitely money. Now, let's just backtrack to the story for a moment. He gave the girlfriend, and that's what I will call her, a considerable amount of money. He really didn't have that much, despite the fact of being someone that had a show and everything. But the bit of money he had, he really backed her with her Me Too thing against Weinstein. And so I feel like with that Empress card, I feel that this was, I think to do, I definitely get a sense that he was thinking of his wife. And I wonder, here too, if this wasn't something he may have written to her. I don't want to go too far into something like that. I feel like it's, that maybe, that kind of private there. But I feel like he definitely may have written her something very, very heartfelt. There's just something about that. If he didn't, he felt it. It's the only thing I can tell you. And I feel like it's her because she represents the Empress, of course, the wife, the mother. So that's an interesting, a hit I'm getting off that. It's really powerful. Let's just continue on. And again, my apologies for the background noise. Certain members of my family just apparently don't know how to behave like adults. Okay. Oh, now this kind of makes me feel some kind of way here. Being that he was found in the bathroom in the shower, and the Four of Swords to me represents peace. It can retreat, but it can also mean death. It can mean like all things stop. Like your breathing, like also can be burial. But this is one of those things where I really feel like I'm tracking. It's a little macabre, but I think this was saying he just wanted some peace. I think before he acted, as he did, we have this going on. We have the arguing. We have the heartbreak. And connected to a woman. Now, what's her face? And that's how I'll refer to her, because she doesn't deserve, as far as I'm concerned, to have any kind of. A lot of people backed her, and the worst thing that would happen for her is to be forgotten. And she's very egotistical woman. There's the death card. I just feel like there was the fighting and the intensity to which he felt that he had been betrayed, especially after helping her, after backing her, and backing her in such a way that his career was on the line, that his reputation that he'd worked so hard for. You know, he gave her that out of love. He gave her all that support. And she betrayed him. Now, I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what she says. She straight up betrayed him. I understand that she said something like, well, we had an understanding that it was an open dating. No, it wasn't. Not, and I don't think so. Not at all. That level of betrayal that he felt was deep. He had backed her, and she ends up being exposed for taking advantage of an underage child actor. Now, he was a teen at the time, but she had been in a film with him when he was a little kid. And from what I understand, she encouraged him to meet up with her at a hotel that she was staying at. And she took some pictures after they had been intimate, where the two of them are just laying there with their heads on the pillow. And I mean, like, there's nothing, there's no nudity or anything, but they are kind of flushed, and, you know, so she even took that, and she took that picture herself, like a trophy. And she is a mother. And Bourdain backed her. But I think when this came out, when this young man, who had been, I think, blackmailing her, because he had since fallen onto hard times. He wasn't he wasn't getting any acting gigs. Like, he went way off the rails. And I believe that he was seeking money from her. And what ended up happening was she told Anthony some of this story, but she neglected, I think, to leave out, or she neglected to tell him about the fact that this was something she had done that she enjoyed. You know, she'd taken that after picture, her after sex photo. And to me, that's egotistical. Yuck. I just don't even understand how, at the age that she was even then, she was not like she was close to this kid's age. Yuck. Anyhow, and then the pictures, I don't think that Bourdain would have been cool with that at all. I don't. I think these things, all from what I'm getting and have felt from him, hit him like a Mack truck. I think he was smitten with her, and I believe that he felt that the way he had backed her so wholeheartedly, he now looked ruined. You know, that once it got out that she had been a predator herself, and I just feel like once a predator, always a predator. I feel like she preyed upon Anthony Bourdain just as much as she manipulated the young man that she had acted with when he was a child. So in essence, and I can see it in here, the heartbreak here too, he felt like he was ruined. Did the ex-wife, try and warn him about this woman? I don't know. But she definitely, not the ex-wife, but the girlfriend, caused this. I don't care. You can say, well, yes, but Anthony chose. Yeah, he did. But I can tell you something. She would have known, if she would have cared, to know that that man struggled with mental health issues. The girlfriend would know that, and I am sure Anthony's ex-wife knew it. I just don't think that the girlfriend really cared. She really wasn't in the headlines until she started joining in with the Me Too movement. And I don't doubt that Weinstein could have, done what she claimed. I think that's certainly, I don't necessarily doubt that, but I, unfortunately, and I hate to say it, believe that she is such a manipulative piece of work that she used that as well to try to get her profile into the public eye, I feel like, for career, for work. I think she's a manipulator. And I would say that anyone best keep her at arm's length, because she will use you without care. I think I get bad vibes off of her. And this only, for me, confirms it. I'm being shown, like I said, Bourdain just wanted peace. He just wanted peace. He didn't want any drama. He wanted rest. And I think on a deeper level, he also wanted to kind of like scrub her off of him, like erase. I feel like he wished that he could erase that involvement. Now, I think that's part of kind of maybe a subconscious choice in using the bathroom and in the way that he did to end his life. And I'm sure because he figured in that room, I guess, that was what would work, or what he went for. All right. Now this talks about where his mind was. And here we have the Five of Wands. Oh no, that was crossing, right? Because he was arguing. I'm sorry. He was arguing with, I think, her. I'll just call her AA. She should be just labeled a danger. And look, lovers, this was most definitely connected to that relationship, why he took his life. In his mind, they were lovers. They were, I believe, certainly not open relationship. No, as she claimed. I think she just didn't count on those pictures being taken. But I'd have to do a whole reading on her, which might be interesting because she's, man, bad news. In the environment is the Wheel of Fortune, which means in Anthony's environment and the people that were in it, there was a change. And he went from, I think, from having this relationship and being in this very active, high-profile situation. This means, it changed. It also shows that this has karma, which it isn't surprising. It also says that she should be aware of it because she's got a heck of a debt to pay. Hopes and fears. Page of Wands. Now, if you notice, this young lady that is looking to direct a communication is aiming it, and it's on fire. So I feel, with regard to this reading, I think she has worry about the more heated texts or communications being found out or released in some fashion. Because I feel like it was going on shortly before he hanged himself. Okay, final card. Yeah, the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, Anthony just felt like it would totally have changed his life. It would have harmed him. With his income, with his show, and he wouldn't be taken seriously by people, by a lot of people. He would just have to get so much flack. And his opinion, his clout was ruined. He would have to do some incredible work to undo the damage that caused for him at the end of the day. Okay, let's see what else the cards want to share. I was going to say share and then say, but I kind of didn't get either one. We're getting the Page of Cups. Now, this could be potentially about his daughter. But I also get that with this Page of Cups and this Seven of Cups, because of the dreamy nature of the Seven of Cups, which tends to indicate either somebody's perceiving things through an altered state, and that can be because, head injury, illness, substance. I'm just feeling it can also just be about someone trying to confuse or muddy the waters so that it can be hard to tell the definition, the clarity. It can be hard to get clarity. Knight of Wands. That is a very hostile. Oopsie daisy. Energy. And we get the Two of Wands. Now, I do get the sense there is a choice, and he's so he's making that decision impulsively, a bit more impulsively. And I do think that he did think of his daughter, but I feel that he didn't think clearly. I think, obviously, no kidding, yeah? But I feel like his thinking was jumbled or just disjointed. I think it's also possible he could have had a little alcohol or something like that in his system. With that Seven of Cups, sometimes I have to look at things for a little bit for it to just speak to me. Okay, so let's see what else he wants to say. Ace of Cups. He's saying that, not surprisingly, he was a very emotionally charged situation. And let's just, because this deck, the Bonfire Tarot again, is so detailed, and the colors, it is easily a favorite deck. And it withstands pretty well. But you get so much. Okay. I feel with the fact that she was exposed with the photographer that she was, which I'm going to guess and say that, because I haven't read on her yet, that I think a lot of reasons why people do that is because they are addicted to drama and addicted to attention. Yes, I am putting on my lip gloss because, again, you know that Mama here does not do this without some lip gloss and some lotion. I cannot stand being dry or ashy. Okay. really like that one. All right. Just going to look a little more. Okay. So there's already a feeling here of being trapped with that Eight of Swords. And I feel the world also means all, his life. Now, normally the Ace of Cups and the Sun, I think, would be looking for that lotion, you know me, would be very positive. There it is. It's Orange Blossom, just in case you're curious. I love Orange Blossom. All right. But he felt trapped. So, like, he had been out there with so much out there to support her every step of the way, emotively, and he was very vocal, and I just feel, that at the end of the day, after all of that, he felt like those actions had trapped him. Those very actions that he attempted for her sake ended up trapping him. Because I really do think it was, hey, now you're going to get to answer to questions of, are you okay with her carrying on with somebody that was his age and somebody that she had worked in a film with, I think he definitely did have a problem. And he had a huge problem because she lied and she didn't care about the damage this would do to his career. She threw that right out the window. It's just so cold and so manipulative. And I think he felt foolish for having fallen for it. I think he felt extremely emasculated by her actions, used, and I think he felt like a sucker. I do. I think he felt so humiliated, and not just humiliated, but that he had embarrassed his family, his daughter. Maybe that's where, when I was seeing her, some of those thoughts came up, and his ex. But I think really it was more about, and now, my daughter's going to get to deal with this ugliness. So I think there was a great deal of anger he had at himself, because I think in looking back, I think he saw a number of things that should have alerted him that this was an issue. And instead, he just tried to do her all this help without realizing at the same time that she wasn't being completely honest, and it was going to undo him. To me, her knowledge and her allowance of him doing this, inexcusable. Now, I know you can't always stop people from doing what they want to do, but I still believe that because she lied, she had no right to do what she did. And I feel sorry for her children. I don't think that this woman, I really don't think she's well. I think there's some severe disorder mentally going on with her. And it kind of runs in her family. Her dad had some issues, to say the least. So, I will be putting some links in the description box. I feel like he wanted to address these issues. And I see with the Eight of Cups, he felt like he had to abandon the life he had here. And just, I feel like he's starting over in the world of spirit. You know, kind of like this is the card of just like, well, screw that. I'm going to have to go right back to the drawing board, so to speak, and re-establish what I plan to do with myself. So he literally felt like it wouldn't be enough for him to just, disappear in the way of just living a quiet life and just saying, I'm not going to be involved in any more public stuff. He literally wanted to just fall in a crack and not be seen or heard. He also feels tremendously foolish and that he was used. And I believe that people tried to tell him, but he ignored it. To his tower peril. The devil. I believe she used him financially. And he didn't have that much money. I believe she used him every way she could. So he definitely still feels very, very strongly because, publicly, I don't think he's ever left anything or that we've seen anything, and I can understand why. That was a private situation, but I believe there was some real hardcore texts of upset feelings being shared with her, but from Anthony. I really feel, like she just wasn't honest with him, and that she's a manipulator. And when you get this card, when you've gotten to where You just get the Devil card to describe what you did to someone, to describe how you treated someone or how you were. Not good. It means that you are so saturated with corruption, usually of more than one kind, but certainly selfishness and using someone without regard to how it makes them feel, what are going to be the outcomes for them, like are you going to ruin their life doing this, etc. What I get is that there's going to be some karma balancing. Definitely some karma balancing where she's concerned. And I'm looking at money here. Okay, so if you enjoy this content, please make sure to like, put that thumbs up. It helps creators of videos, and please make sure that you are subscribed. Just double check, because unfortunately with the new algorithm, YouTube is wonky, still wonky, and so just double check, and if you would share with like-minded individuals, I would appreciate it. Thank you so much.